Okay, so if you didn't watch it, my last video, I covered this, the Wikipedia, trusted historians. And I'm also using the Denver Library for the photographs here. I've downloaded them. I'll put the links in the video when I finish this up, so that way you guys can just directly link to them. But I'm going to show you in photographs. So if this is Central City in 1862, and we'll take a look at it. And I have this photograph on another deal where it's easier to view, but I wanted you to get an idea of what we're dealing with here. Then in 1874, they had a fire. Well, this school survived it. So before this school, I'm assuming the whole town went up in a flame, and then after the school is when you can start marking time. So if you can find that building in here. And then there's going to be a couple other markers. This church is another one that I'm going to point out. And this church as well. And then this building. And they're all huge markers in time. Okay, last video I kind of wrapped your head around all the financials, all the hardship, disease. I also want you guys to wrap your head around all the wars that we were in. Think about that. The devastation of all the wars, fires, disease. I mean, it's been a full-on assault on America. And if you haven't seen that yet, I don't know what to tell you, but it is there. You just have to open your eyes and realize what they're doing. They are absolutely destroying the very foundation of America. And believe me, I didn't think there was any hope for mankind. I thought the only hope would be God to settle this score once and for all. But now I see He's chosen people out of the earth because He did offer a promise in the beginning. He said that He wasn't going to destroy the earth like He did before. And we didn't know what that meant. So the awakening is happening, and this is where you're eventually going to be here, and you're going to start to realize that our history's been lied to. And so let's continue on to the show to prove my theory on this, because everything's a flippin' theory. I love theories because there's no absolute solid proof. It's just a theory, and and that's always really bothered me. So shall we continue down the crazy world that we live in? Okay, so another picture of it. I must have blown it up, but here's the school right here. I covered that in the last video, how it was built in 1870. This is my drive. You can go in here to find everything you need to about, and this is really important too. You guys got to understand tree growth, and especially in Colorado, how long does it actually take for a tree to really mature to age, especially in high elevations. I believe they're setting around a little above 79,000 or 7,900 feet, about 8,000 feet is where this is Central City is. So think about that, the lower oxygen, so forth. Not only that, this is where the rocks are born in the world, and then they migrate from here. Trust me, that's why they call it the Colorado Rockies, is because this is where yeah, if you've lived in Colorado and you went four-wheeling through here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a very harsh environment. And so if you watch like the PBS specials and stuff, you're going to find what I'm showing here is going to be complete contradictory to what they're telling you. I also want you to look at this photograph too and look at all of the barren land. All of it. Just barren. Okay. And then this building right here is going to become very important because this is going to start marking out time too to have you guys wrap your head around that. So why don't I go into some of those pictures to help you guys understand that, and then we'll go back to some buildings, but at least it'll get you guys started down this path to show you guys the craziness of all of this. So when you guys understand how vitally important this really is and what I've discovered, and it needs to be shared. Like I said, my drive, I share this drive so you can go through and look. Central City time chains, that's actually what I'm going to go through. Except for I'm going to use my photographs because it's a little bit easier, but they won't be like the other ones where I kind of dated the history and stuff. Central City is going to be a little bit more of a challenge. Because one of the things I'm going to tell you is this is an absolute gold mine, because history, and because it was such a poor town right after the Depression and everything, history has not changed this town much at all. And that's one of the godsends out of this. Right out of Denver, the only time this became lively is when they turned it into a casino again. And I'm going to tell you, they purposely do this stuff, and they build. I, I'm going to ask you, where did they get all the money to build all these buildings in a city and then do the plumbing and stuff? Because I'm going to show you the history of this. So let's go down and watch something. And this is very interesting. I want you guys to hear this. It's from Glenwood Springs, and it's about them connecting the road because there was no way out west unless you went around the Rockies. All right, so let's kind of go through this.
Established federal funds, private funds, even sometimes state funds to establish road systems. And then once the car became popular, there's a place to put the car on. By 1899, they started construction of the Taylor State Road. And the idea was to connect the western slope to the eastern slope. And the road went right through Glenwood Canyon. It was an extremely primitive road. It was one lane. It was extremely harsh to ride on, but it was a connection.
Completed in 1902, the first route for automobiles through the Colorado Rockies.
Okay, so automobiles to get through the Colorado Rockies was not till 1902. They didn't get the train till somewhere around 1872, 3, and there's no real date on it, but I'm going to show you the trickery in that. But let's go through and just show you guys the elapse of time so that way I can help you guys see what I'm talking about and maybe get this party started because it needs to happen. Okay, here's 2 photographs of what would be considered Central City. Now, Black Hawk is just south, so you have to remember, Black Hawk's another city and Central City is another city, and both of these had name changes on them. All right, so let's, one of the hard things is trying to blow this up because I wish I could blow it up, but you see this school right here? Or, see, and that's the other thing is history on the buildings. You have to know all this in order to put this puzzle together. But look at this massive pile, and we're still not even to 1900 maybe. Still pretty early because this is still really exposed. But if you come over to this one, it shows barely any tree growth whatsoever on the mountains. Barely any. And this is, you can pin this school and this building in the last 2 photographs. You could see the time change between them. What they had was what do they call that? I don't know. I'm losing it right now. But they basically were doing what they're doing now is they're talking about investing into the United States again, and they just want to pat you on the back, give you they want to give you a dime where you're actually owed $20 or $100, and it's that bad. But because they've stolen so much wealth from us. Okay, so just to give you an idea of just what they had to go through, and then there's pictures that are altered, and I've gone through these on other ones. So I wish I had a video guys or crew, so that way they could help me edit this and go through it because there's so much information to cover, and I'm trying to cover from Adam to Armageddon, and yeah, it's really, really difficult because I don't know, they don't read, they don't look up stuff, they don't question stuff. So, these videos so far, I can't believe that nobody's actually caught on to what I figured out. Like this building of the old pharmacy, and I don't know why each little town has something unique, but they documented this pharmacy through the history of Central City. Okay, here's another picture of that school on top, and I can tell you that that there was one before this. Oh, where are we at? Is that it? Oh, I guess I didn't go far enough back. Okay, so this one is very important right here. You can see the cars are going to date this one. It's 1950s, late 40s, early 50s. So we have an idea. I want you guys to look on top right here and notice this roof and everything that's been done to this building. And this building as well, because I'm going to show you where they altered all of these buildings. And this tree. Excuse me, if you don't believe God's in the story, I don't know what to tell you, but trees are definitely what got me going on this. And I gotta tell you, when people tell you, things happen for a reason or God has his plan for you, well, I know where I stand with God now, and I'm grateful. But my deal is here now to share with you guys and to show you guys the trickery in history that we've been lied to by so much. Okay, now you can see this building again. You can see where they altered the roof and then they altered the front of the building because they always do that. That's what they like to do. Okay, by the cars, we're looking at the 1920s. All right. And then the other thing, look at all the chimney pipes coming out of the tops. They're these cool ones that point up into a funnel so that way snow doesn't come back in, and they're higher than the snow melt or the snow line when you'd get a big snowstorm. So that way they didn't get suffocated in. And then you could see this photograph. That is that building right there. Let me draw that out and then I'll have to come. This building, these two buildings, like I said, are very, very important. Actually, all three of these. Sorry about that. All three of them are important because if you come over to here, you can see where they altered all three of them. Well, two of them for sure. You can see that they altered the front on this one. And you can see where they altered the front on this building. And then I'm also going to tie this into a Civil War photograph too, to show you guys. We've been here way longer than anyone has taught. And I'm going to show you the craziness of trying to get materials up to Black Hawk without a train. So that'll be my next video.